Ladies and gentlemen, yes, this is your favorite show, Sports Unfolded, with your favorite hosts, Eric and Ron.
Hey, sports fans! Welcome to the best sports podcast on the planet, Sports Unfolded, where we cover all of this past week's top stories.
Doing our radio voice.
Oh, yeah, we're on it tonight. I am your host, Eric. Main man right over there, Ron. How are you tonight?
I'm doing okay. I'm surprisingly still up on this pedestal with the Celtics. I'm still with them. I haven't gotten off that pedestal yet.
All right.
So,
all right. We do want to welcome all of you that are going to join us live tonight. Please join the chat. Let us know if you have an opinion on the topics or you have something that you'd like to talk about, as well as some of those that have been gracious enough to allow us to have other airs on us. 990 WBOB in Providence, Rhode Island, every Saturday at 10 a.m., as well as 99.1 WDJY in Dallas, Georgia. We appreciate the support there. And SEC TV, Public Access Channel 12 on every Tuesday at 10 p.m. So thank you for that. We hope you join us as well tonight and have some fun with us as we get into our sports topics of the week. Ron, I hope you are ready because we've got a lot to talk about. NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, this situation in Boston with the Red Sox and Rafael Devers. That should be an interesting conversation tonight, as well as a big trade in the NFL that we will dive into. So again, when you're ready, I am ready.
I'm always ready.
You're born ready. Let's get off with our leadoff story, and that is the Boston Celtics. They are currently down 0-2 to the New York Knicks. Who are you blaming for their struggles here early in this series?
Probably themselves. I think it's really on them. I mean, they've let their guard down basically, and it's now at a point where a lot of people are panicking.
Listen,
you're one of them.
I am not panicking. I still think they win this series. Again, if you look at the problem, is really stems from Joe Mazzulla not being able to make adjustments. Your team is shooting 25% from 3-point. I understand that's your style of basketball, but when your style of basketball is not allowing you to control the game when you're up by 20, when you're missing those 3-pointers and giving yourself one-shot opportunities,
especially how they're getting that lead, when they're attacking the net, they're handling New York. You know, it's why are they not doing what they're doing to get that lead?
That's where I say.
Then they just want to sit back and just drain threes.
This is Joe Mazzulla having to step up and say, "Listen, I know this is what we do, gentlemen, but we need to change our momentum a little bit and slow this game down. Drive to the hole, get to the free throw line, play down low." The Knicks are not defending the 3-point line because you're not making it.
No.
So take advantage of that and drive to the hole. The problem's going to become is this, Ron. If Joe Mazzulla can't change his style, they lose this series. I don't expect them to shoot 25% for the entire series. No. This is historically bad for them. But realistically, you got to look. Jaylen Brown is shooting 17.6% from the 3-point line. Al Horford, 23.5%. Jason Tatum, 28% from the field, 25% from 3. Stop shooting the ball, drive to the hole. Missoula has to do that. And then allow the team a timeout when you see that they're starting to struggle or getting three happy. They're going down there, Ron, run and gun. There's no need for you to throw a three up when you're up by 20.
Yeah.
But you're up there by 20, throwing a three, missing the shot, not getting a rebound, and New York's cutting that deficit little by little.
Yeah. And that's the thing, when they were attacking the rim, when Brown was attacking, Tatum was attacking, they're drawing fouls. They're putting players in foul trouble when they do that. And that's how you can easily beat the Knicks, by putting them in foul trouble. When you have Cat sitting on the bench, you need to take advantage of that.
Would love to see Porzingis actually get over his little tummy ache. So, I mean, here we go again with Porzingis. And I will say this, Ron, if anybody was going to ask us, Jalen Brunson averaging 23 points, I'd say, okay, we got to, that's a win.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're getting beat by everybody just chipping away at this lead because Boston's allowing it. Missoula's allowing it. I think you're right. When you say the team, Tatum has to step up. He said he's got to be better, but then step up and tell the team, look, guys, let's stop doing what we're doing because it's not working. It's not working. Why is Jaylen Brown shooting threes if you're shooting 17% from the three-point line?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
in your
exactly.
mind, you should automatically know it's not even worth doing. It's not worth doing.
If I'm going to live and die by the three, I'm going to live and die by the three by players like White, Holiday, and Double P.
Yeah. Peyton Pritchard. I mean,
I'm not letting Brown sink me at the 3-point line. That's not happening. Not on my team.
I just think they got to readjust. They got to make some strategic moves that are going to change their offensive game plan. And I'm not asking you not to throw threes up, but instead of shooting 60, maybe you shoot 45. Maybe the other 15 are drives to the hole.
Yeah, because you look if they weren't shooting so bad, they'd be winning.
Listen, they've lost by a combined 3 points.
Yeah.
Well, 4 points, because they lost the first game by 3 and the last game by 1.
Right.
But how do you not even get a shot off the last 2 games? The last shot has not, like, I don't even get how that happens.
Like, why didn't Tatum take the shot? Just take the shot instead of trying to dribble around. This is mental lapses right now. It's like they know that they can win, so they're going to try to go out in like some grand fashion to win the game, but they don't take the shot.
Ron, we've talked about this many times in sports. Heart matters. The Knicks right now are just playing with heart, and Boston is just playing with talent. And their expectation is we've blown this team out 3 out of 4 in the regular season. We were going to coast. We're up by 20. We don't have to really do anything. We can showboat, throw up threes. It's not working because the Knicks are taking it personal. The Knicks are saying, why are you throwing threes up when you're up by 20? It's like those unwritten rules in baseball.
Yeah.
Right? And now the Knicks are looking at it like, you're trying to show us up? Okay. We'll just slow this game down.
And that is the dumb thing to do. It's like, if you're up by 20 and you go down and you miss that 3, they bring it back, they get 2. You go back down there instead of just grabbing that 2 to maintain that 20.
Throw another 3, miss.
and you throw up another crap shot.
And those are 5-point swings every time. Those are
exactly.
5-point swings every time. And then it's going to end up costing you, which it has. And then you somehow fall apart. Ron, this is the only part of this that's frustrating me. We've been waiting for this team to show that championship caliber that they proved last year they could do. And it's like watching a team from 2 years ago, this series. making the mistakes in late in the game, not being able to get off shots, to at least try to attempt to win or tie. I don't even get what's happening, because it's like you're watching a completely different team with no championship DNA. Yeah. It's like they've reverted back to that team from 2 years ago, which makes no sense to me.
Exactly. And the worst part about it is, if you happen to get by the Knicks and then you continue to play like that in the next series, you're not winning.
Yeah. Well, what have they said? 6 straight years now, the championship team has not gotten out of the second round.
Yeah.
So this is not boding well for Boston. Again, I still think they win this series, because I don't think they shoot 25% from 3 going forward.
No, that's why I haven't panicked yet either. But they lose the next one.
Yeah, it's over. They lose the next one, it's over. And so you blame them. I blame Mazzulla. I just think that he mentally,
it's just team wide.
Who controls the mentality of that team? Who's going to tell them, listen, don't shoot the 3?
You better win this one, because next year you might not be together again.
Yeah. And I will say, predominantly much better on the road this year. This is a very well-tested road team. They played well on the road. They won a lot of games on the road.
You can't give it up at home. You can't do it.
MSG is going to be insane. Yeah. And I guess they got T-shirts that say, "You ain't Kobe." I kind of be on the shirt, because we know Jason Tatum and his love for Kobe, and he wanted to be the next Kobe Bryant. Hopefully he goes in and has that killer mentality and that Mamba mentality, and goes out and throws up 50. That would be something great to see.
Yeah, it would be, but I do tend to agree he's not Kobe.
Yeah. Dude, he's shooting 28%. 28.
That's bad.
It does not make sense to me.
That is
Big
bad.
Al. Big Al, showing his 23.5 from the 3-point line.
Yeah.
He's usually big in the playoffs.
Yeah.
If you need a bucket.
Easily.
So you agree they still get by in this series?
I still think they get by the Knicks. I think
We're not pushing the panic button.
They'll show up tomorrow night.
Nobody's pushing the panic button yet?
What?
No, you're not pushing the panic button yet.
No.
Okay. If they're up by 20.
Game 3, if they lose.
Let me ask you this question. If they're up by 20 or more in game 3, you push the panic button? Because I think I might then. Then I might. I think I want the game to be close. At least this way, maybe they got to play through it and not.
No, I don't want it to be close, because then Brunson can just do his thing.
Clutch player of the year. He's proven that. He's proven that in his postseason. Like, he deserved that title.
Yeah, he did.
So
he got it. He earned it.
We're going to talk more NBA. We're going to talk about the other Eastern Conference series later on in the show. But again, if you have an opinion and you're out there live, let us know. Boston gets through this series. If not, how many games? Do they get it to at least a game 7? Or do the Knicks go and sweep? Could this be a sweep for New York, which would be absolutely insane to think about?
No.
All right, my friend.
I think they just bit themselves in the butt with their fans chanting that Knicks in 4.
Listen,
at the Boston Garden. I think that has to light a fire.
Jalen Brunson.
Poor Paul Pierce had to walk to work.
Yeah, did you see that with no shoes? Jalen Brunson is a dog. Like, he's got the dog in him. Josh Hart has that same dog. Mikal Bridges has that. And you don't tell me that Thibodeau didn't put something on the bulletin board saying Vegas isn't fit. Most people said in 5. Most people said you were going to get swept.
Stephen A.
And now you start to look at it. They use that to their advantage. They're saying, okay, we've got nothing to lose.
Let's see if they can ride through it.
Got nothing to lose. But all right, it should be interesting. Tomorrow afternoon. I think it's an afternoon game.
Starting 5 on the Knicks.
We did. I tried that. It didn't work. We did it last week.
Yeah, but you did it too early.
I did it last week. I was trying.
Did it too early.
All right, let's get into some NFL talk. Big trade that went down. The Pittsburgh Steelers have traded wide receiver George Pickens to the Dallas Cowboys. Was this a good deal? They have a third and a fifth rounder.
Pick.
Third next year, fifth, and they swapped the seventh, I think. Listen,
guess.
I like the move from one aspect. I guess I got two things here. Dallas gets themselves a second wide receiver to go with CeeDee Lamb, which they haven't had in quite some time. But the second part of this is what are the Pittsburgh Steelers doing? Like, what is going on there that you sign DK Metcalf to all that money? You're trying to get Aaron Rodgers, and you get rid of one of the top weapons on your team offensively.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't add up to me on that side of it.
Well, maybe they're going to have Adams.
No, he already signed.
Oh.
I don't know what they're thinking. I'm in Pittsburgh, but there had to be a reason.
Cooper?
Maybe, but not in the same class. Danny is in the house. Danny, thank you, sir. The Steelers clearly thought that Pickens was a problem. So that I could see why they would get rid of him. But again, when you're trying to get Aaron Rodgers, doesn't make sense. I could see why Dallas wants him. Again, this gives them. So my research could be wrong. So don't even, question if it's right or not. But I will say this.
I just said two words.
Ron, do you know the last time the Dallas Cowboys, at least from the research I did, had two 1,000-yard receiving wide receivers?
When was the last time?
Yeah. If my research is correct, this is kind of crazy.
It cannot be back in the Super Bowl days.
It wasn't. It was a little bit earlier. 2006. Terrell Owens. And one missed the Terry Glenn.
I forgot about Terrell Owens was there. I forgot about Terry Glenn was there and had a good year.
And Drew Bledsoe at that time.
Yeah.
So I looked at it this way, Ron. Dallas is still 7-10 last year. Healthy Dak probably gets him to at least 10-7 if he stayed healthy all year. But are they better now than Detroit, Green Bay, the Rams, Tampa Bay, and then in their own division, the Eagles and Washington?
No.
So the good move, but I don't know if it puts them ahead of teams to make it into the postseason.
Yeah, we're going to have to find out, with a tougher schedule for Washington, is Chicago, are the Chicago Bears going to emerge this year? There's a lot of factors. Will Seattle or the Rams or San Francisco be big factors this year?
Turn around again, right? So there's a lot of questions. I don't know if this move, it's a good move. They needed to do it, but I don't know. And then he's a free agent. So the fact that you're probably not going to have him again after this season, you got to worry about it. Last season, though, Jalen Tolbert was their second leading receiver with 49 receptions. Pickens last year. And think about his quarterbacks. Russell Wilson, not very good, right? 59 receptions, 900 yards, 15.3 yards per reception, and 3 touchdowns. He's only had Kenny Pickett and Russell Wilson as his quarterbacks. And this kid still put up some numbers. He's got 174 receptions in his career in 3 seasons, 16.3 yards per reception. They got a deep threat. CeeDee Lamb running those middle slants. This could be a potent offense. I don't know if it's enough, though, to get them to the postseason in the NFC.
You would think so, but, nothing's a guarantee, in that division when you have 2 other teams that have something to say about it. Like, we know, all right, the Giants, I don't think are going to be a factor at all.
No, agree.
But you have 2 teams that are. And for a third team to come out of the same division in the playoffs,
it's not easy. And that's where I say I don't think they get ahead of. They're not getting ahead of Philadelphia.
No.
Is Washington for real? Jaden Daniels, that run, it was great. They added talent. They upgraded, right? They got him
a lot, actually.
Right, Debo. They've done some stuff to the offensive line. So they could be just as good, which then puts Dallas third best in that division, which doesn't get them into the postseason.
Yeah, because you still have like Green Bay, Minnesota, Detroit.
I think Minnesota takes a step back because of that quarterback situation. But then to your point,
so too.
I think San Francisco is going to be better.
Chicago
is going to be better. San Francisco is going to be better.
That's not going to be a cakewalk out there. And we still have to factor in that other division that has Tampa Bay, Atlanta. I mean, does anybody improve there?
You would think so.
So it's gonna be interesting to see.
Did he mean Antonio Brown? Do you want Antonio Brown or Anthony Brown?
I think he's talking Antonio.
Or AJ Brown.
Or AJ Brown, yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Listen, I like the CeeDee Lamb Pickens. I think that's a very good combination. Key for Dallas, first and foremost, though, regardless of this trade, is if Dak Prescott can stay healthy, which he hasn't shown the ability to do.
You also need to improve that defense, right? I mean,
you would think they would be better. They've got it. They weren't that. I don't know why they were so bad last year.
Defensive coordinator wasn't the same. Yeah.
And then you could also look at the fact that, Micah Parsons wants to get paid. That still hasn't happened.
No, it hasn't.
So
there's a chance he doesn't even play this year.
I don't know why anybody would want Antonio Brown, Danny. I thought you were better than that, buddy. I really did. Do not want Antonio Brown. I'm just saying, Antonio Brown is not a character you want. Although I don't even know he's going to ever play football again. I think he's been done for quite some time.
No, I think he's done. He's done.
All right, my friend. Great talk, great NFL talk. Let us know. Did you like the trade? I think it was a good trade for Dallas.
Well, it's Danny's team, so
yeah, Danny. How do you?
I would hope that he likes that trade. I mean, it does improve. It's only a third-round pick.
Yeah, they really didn't give up a lot, and again, I don't know what.
It makes me question Pittsburgh.
Yeah, like what are they doing? What are they doing?
They never look. This is why I think Tomlin is such a great head coach, because they always take away. They never give him more talent.
But you got to look at it at some point. It's gotta come crashing down. It has to.
He's that good.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, let's move on to our starting five. Our starting five tonight. Toronto Maple Leafs goaltenders all time. We're going to give you our starting five goaltenders for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
This means that Toronto Maple Leafs are going to cough up that 2-0 lead.
They are, because we've jinxed everybody that we've done this for, except the New York Knicks so far. Let's go. He's on his cowboy run right now. All right, Ron. So you are first this week. Your honorable mentions. Please tell me you don't have five, because there's no way.
Don't have five.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I've got four.
Oh my goodness.
It's still less than five.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
All right. So I put Harry Lumley in there as an honorable mention only because he won the Vezina Trophy 1 year for them. Other than that, he had a 103-106 record. Not very good. But he is a Stanley Cup winner with Detroit, though. So my real honorable mentions.
I can't anymore with you.
Felix Potvin, the Cat, 160 wins, 149 losses, 49 ties. He had a good save percentage, 908.
He made my honorable mention. 25 playoff wins.
his numbers weren't awful.
Yeah.
They weren't awful.
Yeah. Agreed.
They were average. Honorable mention number 2, Jack Campbell, who, outside of playoffs, 51 wins, only 14 losses, 9 ties or overtime losses. I believe they were ties back then, maybe. I don't know. It could have been overtime losses. 2.50 goals against average, pretty good. 916 save percentage. So it's certainly not his fault that they didn't win championships with him. But my bubble guy is Ed Belfour, who had 93 wins, 61 losses, 15 ties, 2.51, 912 save percentage. So again, not his fault.
Ed Belfour on my honorable mention as well. 37 wins in 02-03 season, second most in Maple Leafs history. So I gave him the nod for that. He only played there 3 years. So, I mean, outstanding goaltender. But for Toronto,
170 games played.
Yeah, honorable mention. And I had Felix Potvin honorable mention. So it is time, Ron, for our starting 5. So who do you have at number 5?
Number 5, I have Cujo. Curtis Joseph, 270 games played there, 138 wins, 97 losses, 28 ties. He had a 2.49 with a 910 save percentage, which is pretty good. 17 shutouts. He did win the King Clancy Award. That's about it. But I put him at number 5.
Okay. All right. I had Frederick Anderson at number 5, 38 wins, the most in Toronto Maple Leafs history for a season from a goaltender, and the most quality starts for a goaltender, 149 quality starts. So I went Frederick Anderson at number 5.
Yeah, that's why I put him number 4, Eric. I just think, I think a lot of these goaltenders really suffered because their defense was so bad. And it's too bad because they wasted some great goaltenders.
Yeah. So that's why for me, Ron, number 4 is Curtis Joseph Cujo.
So we just flip-flopped.
We flip-flopped those two. 32 playoff wins, which was third all time in Maple Leafs history. So I went Cujo at number 4.
Yeah. No, I mean, these are good goaltenders.
They are.
They just didn't get support from the defense.
Agreed.
Or the forwards, for that matter. Number 3. Number 3, I have Lorne Shabbat. Lorne Shabbat, 214 games played, had 102 wins, 78 losses, 31 ties, 2.16 goals against average. They didn't keep track of save percentage back then. He did win a cup, so he got the nod at the number 3 spot.
Number 3 for me, Lorne Shabbat.
I'm impressed.
203 goals against. I gave him the number 1 because some of the guys that were ahead of him didn't play in a lot of games. He had over 200 wins for them, and he won the cup. So I went Lorne Shabbat at number 3. Who's your number 2, Ron?
Number 2 surprised me. I thought he was going to be my number 1. But I went Johnny Bauer, this guy right here. Maskless, right? Johnny Bauer, 475 games played. Imagine that without a mask.
Yeah.
That's scary. 219 wins as I die. 219 wins, 157 losses, 79 ties. 2.51 goals against average, 922 save percentage. Hall of Famer. He's won 4 cups, 1 All-Star, 2 Vezina trophies. So I put him right there at number 2. And
number 2 for me, Johnny Bauer.
Johnny Bauer. So we have the same freaking
922 save percentage. And again, I went based off of a number of games. Happy birthday, Danny. 922. So I gave him the number one nod because of the amount of games he played and 35 playoff wins, second all time in Toronto Maple Leafs history with those 4 cups. Johnny Bauer, number 2 for me.
Yeah.
Got to be the same guy at number 1, Ron.
Second all time to this guy, Turk Broda. Come on. His name is Turk. Turk Broda, all-time leader in wins with 304.
Yes, sir.
222 losses, 102 ties. Oh. 2.53 goals against, who was only 0.02 higher than Bauer. We do not know his save percentage because they did not track that back then. But get this, 61 shutouts. Bauer only had 37.
Ugh.
61. Hall of Famer, 5-time Stanley Cup champion, 3-time All-Star, 2 Vezinas. So he had the 2 All-Stars and 1 Cup ahead of Bauer and a whole lot of wins more.
Yes. 304 wins, number 1. You said it. Most minutes for a goaltender as well in Toronto Maple Leafs history.
Yep.
And the most playoff wins with 60. 60 playoff wins.
Yeah.
Bauer only had 35.
They were dominant back then.
So great job. Walter Turk Broda, number 1. We both saw that the same way. Actually, we had all 5 the same, except we flip-flopped.
Yeah,
Anderson
Frederick Anderson and Cujo. Yeah.
So that's really cool.
And the only reason why I did that was because Frederick Anderson had a .004 better in the save percentage than Curtis Joseph. But I was torn because Curtis Joseph had the better goals against average.
And I also see more playoff wins for Cujo with Toronto.
Yes.
So I gave him a nod there. But great list. A lot of good guys. 42 tomorrow. All right.
Danny's getting old. You're going to catch up to me.
Jackie Robinson, the famous one, number 42, retired from the Major League Baseball. Look at that.
Yep.
Look at that.
Yep.
All right, Ron, let's talk some NBA.
So we can't give you that jersey because it's taken.
The Indiana Pacers lead their second round series 2-0. Can they really defeat the Cleveland Cavaliers?
I'm trying to find. There it is.
I will say this, Ron. Most people forget the Indiana Pacers were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year against Boston.
Did you watch the NBA show?
I did not.
On the NBA show, I picked the Indiana Pacers to win the series.
Okay.
I just think that you can make Cleveland one-dimensional and play good defense on those threes, and I think Indiana Pacers can do that. And I really think that they can win this series, and here they are up 2-0.
I love their nucleus. Like Halliburton, to me, rated the most overrated player. Blew my mind because the kid's a talent.
Yeah.
Miles Turner, I've always liked.
Yep.
Pascal Siakam last year, when they picked him up, that definitely changed the trajectory of this team and where they were going. Aaron Nesmith, Andrew Nimhard, these guys have all been playoff tested now.
So well.
Right? So this is the key here that most people aren't even looking at. The Pacers out shooting the Cavs in this series, 52-44.
Yeah.
46.9 from the three-point line to 26%. Cleveland's not making their outside shots. Similar to some other team we just talked about, right? It's going to make the difference.
Yeah, but see, here's the difference, Eric. I think Indiana is causing them to miss their shots.
It's defensive.
It's different in the Celtics series.
Agreed.
The Knicks are not making the Celtics miss. They just are.
Cavs shot 49% in the regular season. They're shooting 5% lower, and the Pacers are shooting 4% better. So, again, when you start to look at it, and Donovan Mitchell's doing all he can. He's averaging 40 points a game in this series.
He's playing great.
But Evan Mobley on the court, -20 the team, and Jared Allen -7. Those guys have to contribute on both sides.
Yeah.
They should not be minuses. Those guys are too crucial to the Cavs and their success.
Those are very big stats for two guys that are so important to the team. And if you're going to play that lackluster, you're in for a short series.
Like you're averaging.
They're not going to come out of this.
Evan Mobley's averaging 20 points in this series a game. You're a -20, which means basically that's a 40-point swing when you're in the game. That's not good.
No. It's inexcusable too. It really is. It's inexcusable. Look, you have a chance to do something special, and you come out and you're that flat in a game. I mean, put an effort into it, because to me, that's lack of effort. That's just somebody that's saying, okay, we should win this series, and George is going to bring us the series win. But somebody forgot to tell him that George doesn't play for the team. And that is how you end up squandering an opportunity. I mean, first of all, if I'm Cleveland, if I'm a player on that roster, I am going to try everything I have in my arsenal to try to bring a championship to Cleveland without LeBron James. That to me means everything.
Donovan Mitchell has shown the ability to do that. Again, what's the pieces around him that are going to contribute? Because he can't.
But they have to contribute.
Yeah, he can't. I mean, 40 points a game is ridiculous.
Right.
You don't expect them to do that next two games. And now they're on the road, which now it becomes even more difficult. I really like this Pacers team. I liked them all season. I really like their coaching. Rick Carlisle, I think, does a really good job. He's won a championship in Dallas.
Yep.
So you could see that.
He knows how to do it.
Being a factor. Listen, records are records. Hey, two girls without cancer.
It's Becky from Going On Daily.
How are ya? Go basketball. Yeah.
Well, at least she knows we're talking about basketball.
You see that? It's probably because there's a basketball in the Pace system and behind the Cavs. But I will say this, Ron, this team scared me the most for Boston before the Knicks series, that I said Indiana was the team that could beat Boston, because all their pieces are there.
Yeah, and that's why I said if you play like you're playing against the Knicks, you ain't going to win the next series, because the next series is going to be Indiana. There's 93 ads again. So Becky's making us some money.
All right.
On Twitch.
Thank you.
So she's got an ad right there, up there now.
Oh, sweet.
So we should get a couple of pennies this time.
Pacers take this series?
I think Pacers take the series. That's what I predicted. I'm sticking with it.
Crazy to think about the Cavs season, and it's going to go down. Do they get swept? Go down
to two,
swept?
Right?
The Cavs come out with one. Gentlemen's sweep.
Cavs get one.
Gentlemen's sweep.
I think it might be game 4.
Okay. All right.
But you never know.
All right.
I know.
Let's talk some Major League Baseball, Ron. We're going to talk about this Rafael Devers versus the Boston Red Sox. Ugh. Who's right in this debate? Can I start?
Oh, you can absolutely start.
I am not a Red Sox fan. We all know this.
Neither am I.
Not anymore.
No, I'm kidding.
But can I say I am generally rooting for the Boston Red Sox to get rid of this guy. And not because it benefits the New York Yankees. It benefits the fact that I'm tired of hearing him on sports talk radio over here in New England, because the guy is a complete loser. He doesn't want to play. Just say you don't want to play. You've made every excuse in the book. The quote, and I quote, "I know I'm a ball player, But at the same time, they can't expect me to play every single position out there. In spring training, they talked to me and basically told me to put my glove away. I wasn't going to play another position other than DH. Right now, I don't think it would be an appropriate decision by them to ask me to play another position. You're getting paid to play baseball.
Yeah.
To play baseball. If they tell you to hit, not
a
hit,
lot of money
play the
to
field,
do it too.
$300 million, and you're going to sit back now and say they shouldn't ask you to play another position? Who are you? What do you mean you're a ball player? If you're a ball player, you play whatever position they tell you to play.
I'd almost want to trade him to some crap team that has absolutely no chance. Look,
send them to the
I've
A's.
been a Devers fan, Eric.
Sacramento, wherever they are.
I was a Devers fan. Remember last season, and I said that they should be marketing Devers and Judge because they're always smiling, they're always positive for the game. And then this crappy ass attitude that he has come with because, oh my God, they got a better third baseman, to play that position, a Gold Glover. You're marginal at best. And the only reason why they want you to play first base is because their first baseman got hurt.
Blew out his knee. Kid's done for the year. Tristan Cassis.
Yeah.
And now you're saying, oh, they told me not to pick up a glove. Then what? You play baseball. A glove is part of the game. You're making an excuse.
If I'm Alex Cora, and I'm not, because that would mean I would be cheating at baseball. Wow. I would sit this guy until they trade him. Oh! I would sit him till he gets traded. Because I'm so tired of the prima donna baseball players that think they're the greatest to ever play when you're nothing but an average fielder and slightly above average?
145 at-bats. He's batting .255, 37 hits, 23 runs, 25 ribbies, 29 walks, 46 strikeouts.
He did enough to get a huge contract.
Ron,
that's all he did.
Ron, DH stands for designated hitter. You've struck out 46 times. You went like 0-19 to start the season or whatever it was. You should be grateful that they even want to keep you in the game sometimes. Like you're having some moments. But this to me shows or proves that you're not a leader. Like Boston, to your point, you want to market somebody that's going to actually benefit your team. This guy is not going to do that for you. He's just basically telling everybody, I run the team. I'm going to tell them what to do. He even said during that press conference, they need to go out and find another first baseman. That's what they should be doing.
Yeah.
Are you signing the check?
Him for it.
Are you signing the check? Are you going to give them some of your cash to tell them how to run the business?
Oh, I absolutely trade him for a first baseman. I absolutely do. Matter of fact, I trade him for a pretty decent first baseman and a pitcher. Because you can get it. You can get that.
You don't think, though, that this hurts his image, that teams would shy away from him and say, listen, I don't want this guy?
No, they're not going to shy away from him because the guy can hit. He's got the talent. And when you have the talent, you always get more chances from other teams that want to pay the money to put you in the lineup. And that's what it comes down to. Look, you got some guys in the minors that will be more than happy. Oh, maybe I'll learn how to play first base so that way I can get the call up. They got a guy down there that can DH, who's a pretty damn good hitter, that they're rotting away because moving him over to a DH. Yoshida.
So
throw him in at DH and then get a first baseman by trading Devers. That's what you do.
There's certain guys, the more they open their mouth, the more you dislike them. He's very quickly moving onto that list for me.
Yeah, I don't like him.
When he starts to speak, because he had that press conference about third base, the DH, and you remember he had that no. No.
Just
Now
out,
it's
no.
and now it's they told me not
I
to they told me not to put a glove on, so I'm not doing it. You sound like a spoiled brat that didn't get his way. So now I'm gonna just say, well, okay, mommy didn't buy me the toy. I'm gonna scream through the store. And like you're making $300 million.
Yeah.
You complained because they took you away from a position. Now they want to give you a position back, and you're saying you don't want it.
I don't care if they want him to catch.
He didn't want a DH.
Play the position.
So I listen. This guy's got to go. He's got to go, Ron. And I don't listen.
I agree. Look. You know how much I praised the two of them, right? Well, guess what? You're not even the crap that Judge is scraping off his cleats. Not even that. Not even that. Judge is a more classy and better baseball player than Devers ever will be.
You know who guys should get?
Can only imagine.
You're going to laugh at me. But I would do this move just to get him off the team. Mike Trout. Seriously. If he's not going to play anyway, Devers, you get Mike Trout. If he's there, at least he's a team player. When he's out, it would be like having Devers anyway, because Devers doesn't want to play.
Yeah.
And you send him to Los Angeles. I still don't know why they're Los Angeles.
There's a lot of guys that could use a second chance. You know, there's some guys that are probably free agents that are aging players that could probably give you 20 to 25 home runs and do his job.
Ron, you called it. You called it with the Yankees. Goldschmidt. He's having a great year.
Yeah.
Right. Pick up a guy that at least he wants to play. It doesn't matter what position.
Yeah. No, and that would have been a great signing.
This kid's entitled.
Then you would have had him as a DH.
How old is Devers? Go ahead. I'm checking. Go ahead. Keep talking.
I just think, if you sign a guy that can hit, even though he's like 39.
He's 28.
And he's such a crybaby.
And he acts like he's been in the, Major League Baseball for, 50 years. 9 years.
Let me look this up. No, look, he's only
was like
had
35.
a 5-year career, really. I don't know. I don't like it. I think it stinks. They need to get rid of him. You can't.
Are they going to move him though, Ron? Can you move? This is where the Boston Red Sox run into a problem. Can you move a guy like Devers right now, who is the face of your team and the only legitimate superstar you have?
Yeah.
In this market, in Boston, it's almost impossible. But I thought the same thing. You know what I was thinking about, Ron? This all, my mind's a little twisted sometimes. We never thought Luka Doncic would get traded.
Right.
If that can happen in the NBA, there's no reason. Devers not even on that level. He can bounce. And it probably won't be that big a deal. I don't think the Boston fans would be as upset.
Look, you just got to go back in history. Just go back in history. Is he David Ortiz?
Not even close.
No.
Not in Boston. No.
No. David Ortiz, to me, was the last of the untradeable. That was it. That was the last one.
You're talking past. You know what he's starting to remind me of? Manny Ramirez. Like, that was a little bit of Manny. That's that Manny arrogance. Manny, much better player. So at least you could understand why he would say something like that. Devers is not even in that league.
No.
And you're trying to be Manny Ramirez now and demanding and play when you want and do what you want.
He thinks he's Big Papi, Eric. This is the problem. That's what he thinks. And I don't care what anybody says. I believe that he thinks that's how big he is and how important he is. He's not. He will never be that.
Unreal.
And he's proving it now because Poppy would be out there at first base if they asked him to.
I don't even know why I'm upset about this. Because
you're a Yankee fan and you're upset.
And I'm upset. Like, I couldn't believe he said it.
I'm a Red Sox guy, and I'm over here, praising Judge.
This is where baseball's gone. The rivalry's dead.
Jeffrey, welcome.
Jeffrey, thanks for joining. All right, Ron, it is time for split decisions.
I'm all fired up now.
Jeff, it's good to hear from you, buddy. Our split decision segment, basically we give each other two more likely questions, and we got to make a decision. You are first this week, Ron, so your first split decision.
Yeah, so what team is more likely to win the series down to Boston or Cleveland?
Oh, I'm going Boston.
Yeah, we kind of discussed it. So
yeah, but I would go Boston regardless. Listen, they've lost by a combined 4 points, and honestly, they were up by 20 in both games. Cleveland, that's they have not basically. They led for a little bit.
Great defense.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would go Boston there.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. So I would probably like another shot at a question.
Okay. All right, Ron. My first split decision. You can give me another one after. Which New York Mets player is more likely to lead the team in home runs this season? Pete Alonso, who's at 9, Francisco Lindor at 7, Brandon Nimmo at 7, or Juan Soto, who's at 7. Who's more likely to lead the team in home runs by the end of the year?
Say the names again.
Pete Alonso, Francisco Lindor, Brandon Nimmo, Juan Soto.
I'm going to say Pete Alonso because he always does.
Soto? I'm telling you, Soto, though, is starting to make his move now.
I'm just saying, Pete Alonso just has an act for doing it.
He's only up by 2 right now. I mean, granted, it's very early in the season, but okay.
I'm going to go with Pete.
Okay. Maybe he goes for another home run derby, and it throws him off a little bit.
Maybe.
Your second split decision.
All right, so I didn't like the question for the NBA, and I have a backup question for that. But who is more likely to win the series down 2-0, Vegas Golden Knights or the Florida Panthers? This is an interesting one.
It is. I think Edmonton, honestly, it finally figured it out here again with the postseason. I think they go back to the Cup. I do. I really do. I think they got a good shot. So I think, and we're going to talk about it. Go Edmonton. I will say, I think, honestly, the Panthers, Eric for the win. Yes. Yay. All right. Good job, Becky. Good job. So I'm going to go Florida because the next segment we're going to talk about, the Toronto Maple Leafs haven't been out of the second round since 2002.
Yeah.
That's 22 years of just.
Yeah, usually it's the Boston Bruins that hold them out. So but there's only one problem with that. There's a few former Bruins on that Panther team, and one's a big one.
Wow, Becky. But I do think they can win it. I do think they could come back. So I could see that Florida being that team.
Yeah, I think so
win
too.
That series.
I agree. I think it's already over in Vegas.
Yeah, I think Edmonton wins that series. They look really good. Like they've kind of figured it out now.
Oh yeah, they did. They did. So let me ask you this.
Okay, go ahead.
Who is more likely to win NBA Finals MVP? SGA? Jokic? Tatum or Halliburton?
Finals MVP?
Finals MVP.
So you're saying OKC, Denver, Boston, Indiana. So you're going to make me say it, and I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it, that the only team I think out of those four that actually could get back to the finals for sure is the Boston Celtics. So I would go with Tatum. Because I don't know. Huh?
So Tatum would win it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of the options you gave me, I think Boston gets to the finals. I don't know if Denver's Thunder or
Indiana I think the winner of that series is going to the finals.
Of the Boston series?
No, of the
West.
Denver.
Yeah. I don't know she's from Edmonton.
Yes.
She's in Edmonton currently?
Yeah, she's in Alberta, Canada. Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of cool. All right, Ron, your second split decision. Which player is more likely to finish with the most points this postseason? Mikko Rantanen, who's got 15, or Connor McDavid, who's got 14?
I have to go with Connor McDavid. I mean, McJesus just scores like 3 points a game generally.
Rantanen's on fire.
I know he is.
But
the problem is, Eric, can Dallas get to the finals?
So you're going Edmonton to the finals. See
I
what
didn't
happened?
say that.
Well, it'd have to happen.
I didn't say that, but I worry about their playoff push, so to speak.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not sure they're going to get by Winnipeg yet. So I think they will. But Dallas got bounced by Edmonton last year, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. Let's talk some more NHL, Ron. Florida Panthers down 0-2 in this series. Can they come back?
I think they will, actually. You know, I just look at it this way. You got some guys on that Florida team. Guys.
Becky, that one you may never get back. That was a once in a lifetime. You would have right now been sitting. Where are they? Oh my goodness, that's funny. That is hilarious.
I think they're going to be in Edmonton, if I'm not mistaken, for Game 3.
Here's your shot, Becky. You go and you tell them, you remember me?
Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
Mistakes were made.
We got Becky McDavid. It would have been Becky McDavid right now.
Well, nickname would have been Becky McJesus.
McJesus. He's a
newlywed.
Oh, so it's fresh. You got a shot. You still got a shot.
Yeah. All right. So, look, it's
early.
I just think Toronto is going to find some way to screw it up. It's kind of like the Jets. You know, the New York Jets always find a way to screw it up. He's no McDavid.
Becky
oh my McDavid. God. Becky the Goat McDavid.
And like I said to you, Ron, the Leafs have not been out of the second round since 2002. That's got to wait. Yeah. That's got to be there. That's got to be a thing.
You know, I mean, they've done it in grand style too. They've had 3-1 lead, if I'm not mistaken, on Boston, and they completely crap themselves. You know, it would not surprise me. You put a little pressure on this team, they could fold up like a tent.
And I will say this, Florida 2019-2 on the road this season, much better at home, 27-12-2. So again, going now to Florida shifts that momentum back to Florida. Bobrovsky with the playoff experience, you know, what's it? Stolars. playing very well for
Yes.
Toronto. But I would take Bobrovsky just based on what he's
Yes.
done. And now on the road, let's see, because I think to me, Florida is still the team to beat.
Yeah. I mean, look, they win these next 2 games. It's a whole new season, a whole new series. And frankly, if Florida does win these next 2, there's no way they don't win the series. Florida, Carolina.
Ooh, that'd be a fun matchup.
Yeah, it would.
That'd be a fun matchup.
Yeah, Dallas, Edmonton, Florida, Carolina. That sounds
Yeah.
like 2 great series right there.
It's going to be fun. NHL playoffs have been very good.
I know.
Very good. All right, Ron. It is time for pick and roll.
It's time for pick and roll.
Episode 19. It's not easy, Dan Green. These players all played in the association for 19 years. That would be Carmelo Anthony, Paul Pierce, Jason Kidd, Juwan Howard, Andre Iguodala, and James Edward. We are going to rank them from 6 to 1. You are first this week, my friend. So your pick and roll.
Yeah, number 6, I have James Edwards, 12.7 points, 5.1 boards, 1.3 assists. 3-time champ, though, but he wasn't the guy that brought the championship. And great role player, though. Great role player.
So I've got a thing. So you got Connor McJesus, right? I think you guys are getting very religious because now Becky wants to know why you don't have sound effects on God going on daily. But it just seems like we've got a Jesus reference today. My final thoughts may have a little religious thing to it. Now what is going on Rhode Island Broadcasting? That's what I need to know.
Well, on God going on daily, I don't have that board that Eric has. All right, like crazy.
James Edwards, number 6. Who do you got at 5?
Number 6, James Edwards. Number 5, I have Juwan Howard, the Devil's State, Rhode Island. Wow, that hurts.
I mean, we both came out of there, so probably a good shot.
That's brutal. So Juwan Howard, 13.4 points per game, 6.1 boards, 2.2 assists, 2-time champion, 1 All-Star, 1 All-NBA. A good player, but not enough. Not enough. Number 4, I have Andre Iguodala. I'll buy that for $1. 11.3 points, 4.9 boards, 4.2 assists, 4-time champion. He was a big part of those championships.
He was.
1-time All-Star, 1-time Finals MVP, so he knows how to get it done. And, of course, 2 All-Defensive.
Mm-hmm.
And between the 2 extra championships, the Finals MVP and the 2 All-Defensives, he was clearly better than the number 5 and 6 combined.
Agree.
I think it's a big gap there. Number 3, I have Carmelo Anthony. Now, normally I go with the guys with the championships. He does not have a championship, but he is a 10-time All-Star and a 6-time All-NBA, a scoring title, 22.5 points per game, 6.2 boards, 2.7 assists. He's clearly more talented than the other guys below him. He just wasn't fortunate enough to have guys that could bring him to a championship. You know, he's supposed to be the guy that can do it, but if you don't have a supporting cast, it's not really going to get you there. Not going to get you there. It's a lot of wasted talent, really. But he's clearly better than the other 3. Number 2, I have Paul Pierce, 19.7 points per game, 5.6 rebounds, 3.5 assists, one-time champion, 10-time All-Star, 4-time All-NBA, a Finals MVP, Hall of Fame, Paul Pierce. Look, he's a great player, and maybe skill-wise better than number one, but Jason Kidd just commands the court. He has great vision, and there's intangibles there that you just can't match. 12.6 points per game, 6.3 rebounds, 8.7 assists per games, one-time champion, 10-time All-Star, 6-time All-NBA, only two more than Paul Pierce. So it was really close for me. But a 5-time assist champ, Rookie of the Year, Hall of Fame, and this is the number that did it. The 9-time All-Defensive Player could not be ignored. Jason Kidd, number one.
Sir, take a bow.
I knew you had it the same way.
I had it exact
It
same
pained
way.
you to do Paul Pierce number two.
It didn't. It didn't, because when you look at that 9 all-defensive, and Ron, I thought you were going to say what put him over the top was the 2 sportsmanship awards that he, because I know how big you were on that. No, that didn't do it for you.
No, that didn't put it.
Again, 10-time All-Star, 6-time All-NBA as well, so 2 more than Pierce, and that 5-time assist. So, I mean, he was such a big piece of the Dallas Mavericks transformation back in the day. And then kind of
just saw everything on the court. I mean, he was such a dynamic player.
Very good. Very good. Very good. You got that one right. Proud of you. Proud of you, my friend.
You got it right.
No.
Which is surprising.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Hopefully
okay.
Becky's still on.
Come to your rescue.
And Danny's still on, because we're about to do our predictions. But before we get into our predictions, Ron, let's talk about that Hall of Fame. We've got our Hall of Fame voting still going on today. Join the Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page on Facebook. Cast your vote for one of these fine athletes in Major League Baseball: Jack Morris, Roger Clemens, Fernando Valenzuela, Nolan Ryan, and Earl Hershiser. Again, cast your vote. Clemens leading. Nolan Ryan, I apologize, is leading in that one.
Good.
And in the NHL, Jaromir Jagr, Theo Fleury, Teemu Selanne, Mark Recchi, and Pavel Bure. Jaromir Jagr leading in that voting, but there's still time. Cast your votes. Help one of these gentlemen get into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. Again, join the Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page and cast your vote today.
Yes, please do.
But it is time. You're much kinder. Eric is much kinder to you than our crew. Yeah, I'm the soft. I'm the gentle one. I am. I'm the gentle one.
Yeah, they give me a hard time because of my top fives.
Yeah, well, some of your top 5, I've heard them. They're not very good, but
they're perfect.
They are not perfect at all. But it's all right.
Did you see the Van Halen one?
Oh boy, I don't want it. I don't watch it because then I get mad at you, and I like doing this with you, so I don't.
Well, I try to get people mad. Especially
all right.
Kenny. I love when Kenny gets mad.
It is prediction time. You picked up a couple games last week, Ron. It is getting interesting already early into this season. I went 2-5 last week. You went 4-3. James 5-2. So
yeah, where's James?
I don't know. Must be sleeping. But we got Becky on. Becky, you could get some games now. So here's your shot to get on the chart and see how you do against us. Danny, hopefully you're still on as well. All right. So this is how we do it, peeps. I'm going to give you the games. You pick your winner, and then we show you next week how you did. So this week, Ron, you start us off on 5-9. Tonight, you got the Oklahoma City at the Denver Nuggets, Game 3. Series tied 1-1.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a really tough one. I think the winner of this series goes to the championships. I'm going to take Denver in this game.
Ooh, going Denver.
At home.
Okay. OKC came back. Game 2 blew out the Denver Nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
Denver's going to have a little bit of an edge to them, but I think OKC has the talent to get past them. I'm going Oklahoma City Thunder in Game 3. Becky, who do you have? Danny, if you're still out there, who do you have? James, hopefully you're out there. I'll vote opposite of Denver. Okay, Becky's going. Okay.
So OKC for Becky. Let's go, Danny. Daniel, my brother.
All right. And Danny's birthday tomorrow, so we'll wish him a happy birthday.
Yes, Danny's birthday is
Go
tomorrow.
Sports. Yes, Becky. We'll get you. We'll break you. You are listening to the best sports podcast on the planet, Becky. So we could definitely change your mindset when it comes to sports.
Absolutely.
Maybe I could be on Going On Daily one time. Maybe you should have me as a guest. I'd love to do that.
You could. You're more than welcome to. You just say when.
All right. Danny might be sleeping or partying already. His birthday. All right. Tomorrow night, Ron, you got the Boston Celtics at the New York Knicks. Game 3. Listen, Boston is not losing 3 straight. They are a better road team than they are at home. I'm going Boston.
I also went Boston. There's no way they're losing that game. There's no way they're losing.
Becky.
Becky's going Knicks. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, Becky.
On the 10th, tomorrow, you've got the Minnesota Timberwolves at the Golden State Warriors, Game 3. That series tied 1-1. Who do you have, Ron?
Minnesota at Golden State. I'm going Minnesota because Curry's not playing.
Curry is not playing. Yeah, I think the Warriors are going to be in trouble here. Hamstring. She went Timberwolves, Becky. I also went Timberwolves. Danny, I saw you joined. Who do you have? Minnesota, Golden State. Wow, Danny, with no Steph Curry.
With no Curry?
All right. Danny, who do you want for Boston at New York?
Boston, New York.
Okay. Thought he was jumping on. He's getting excited. All right, Ron. Tonight in hockey, got the Dallas Stars at the Winnipeg Jets. Game 2. Dallas up 1-0. Who do you have? Oh, is this my pick? Danny's going Knicks.
I am going to go with... that's tough. It's Game 2 at Winnipeg. I am going to go Winnipeg.
That's the Canadian going there. All right. I see what you're doing here, Becky. I'm going Dallas. Here. I think they're... Listen, I think that President's Cup thing is going to come back now and rear its head.
Oh, I'm sure it is, but it ain't going to be in Game 2.
Danny's going Dallas. All right. Danny, OKC at Denver tonight. Who do you have in that one? All right. Also in hockey, Ron, tomorrow, the Washington Capitals at the Carolina Hurricanes. Game 3. This series is tied 1-1. I'm going Carolina here.
I am also going Carolina. I don't have faith in Washington. I think it was pure luck that they got, the number 1 seed. I think it was luck.
All right, Washington Cat. Becky's going.
I think Danny's going with Dallas.
I think so. I think you're right. Caps
and OKC.
Hurricanes. Yep, I got it.
Becky went Washington.
Danny went Washington.
Washington.
All right. I'm wondering who Becky's going to pick in this one. Tomorrow, the Vegas Golden Knights at the Edmonton Oilers. Ron, Game 3. This series is 2-0 in favor of the Oilers.
Yeah, I'm going Edmonton. I think the series is already over.
I'm going McJesus as well. She went Vegas.
Jesus and the Apostles.
What? She went Vegas. What?
What?
What is going on? She's taking Vegas
Really?
over Edmonton in Game 3.
Vegas versus Edmonton, and you went Vegas?
Danny went Vegas. No way. Oilers. Okay, I was going to say, oh, it's a joke. All right. I was going to say, hold on. You just told me to win the cup. All right. May 12th, baseball series, 3-game series. Who wins the series, Ron? We've got the St. Louis Cardinals at the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah, I'm going Phillies.
Going Phillies.
I mean, I like
well.
St. Louis, but Philadelphia's a better team.
St. Louis 500 team right now. Philly's a much better team. I went Philadelphia. I was joking. I guess you got me worried there. I don't know if she knows how to play this game.
St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah. All right.
The Cardinals.
That's my grandma's snake on with Cardinals.
So Danny's predicting Becky wins this week.
Okay. Ron and Eric will lose to Becky. All right.
To match my grandma's nightgown with Cardinals all over it.
I
stole from her closet and now wear.
I don't know if you could pick up Connor McDavid with that. Just going to be honest with you. You may want to go a different route. I'm just saying. It might not be the one. Best self-esteem booster. All right. We got Major League Soccer tomorrow, Ron. The Columbus Crew at the Philadelphia Union. I'm going Union at home. This is going to be a good game, though. Union at home, but this is a very tough game.
Yeah. I think Columbus has won 3 of the last 5 meetings. Columbus Crew also won the last meeting. So I'm going to go Columbus Crew to win this one.
All right. Doing your research. Very good.
That's why I like doing the show with her.
At Philadelphia Union. Who do you have?
Who, me?
No, you already said Columbus. I went Philadelphia.
Okay. I was going to say.
I don't know, Becky.
Come on, you guys must like the footy. How about those Rhode Island FC, huh? They only lost by 1 goal to New England Revolution.
Yeah. All right.
They got a nice park there. Nice field. Nice pitch.
All right, Ron with the Team USA for soccer, both men.
Becky's going Columbus.
Danny's picking Team USA whenever that happens again. So, all right, Danny, Columbus Crew at Philadelphia Union. Come on, buddy. Stay with us. Yeah, stay with us. We're almost through this. Ron,
tell us those results from last week. Where were they?
May 11th. Advent Health 400 in Kansas. We need a top 5 driver. Who do you have?
Yeah, but
you got third. You finished third. Your guy finished third.
Yeah, but where did you finish?
I don't know. A lot lower.
A lot lower?
Yeah, James had the 6th. James was 6. I was in the teens.
I
was in the teens.
All right.
Well,
all right. So for the Advent Health 400, I got Kyle Larson. Good. I think he wins this, and I would get my 2nd winner of the year.
All right. I'm going Denny Hamlin. It's done very well there. Columbus, whatever Becky's pick. All right. I see how it is. All right, Ron. It is almost time to end our show. But before we end our show, I always ask that you please tell all the wonderful people out there how they can join us and become a sponsor and actually help contribute to our show and help our show grow.
Yeah, I suppose I can do that, Eric. It's very simple. So if you sponsor the show, your ad will be here. We will read the ad. So not only will people see it, but it will be heard on the audio version for Spotify, Amazon, Red Circle, and many more. So send us an email at ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. We can send you out the media kit so that way you know exactly what to do and what you get for your money. And like I say, Eric, all the time, I say this all the time. It's just like going to your local coffee shop and getting a large
Venti
hot
for you.
coffee with extra sugar, because I don't really like coffee, but that's besides the point. And a cinnamon roll to start off your morning. Costs less than that.
Less
Easy.
than that. So I will say this. If you are watching, like, share, follow our show, all our social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, we're on all of those, as well as all of our audio platforms. So check that out. Want to once again thank 990 WBOB in Providence, Rhode Island for putting us on every Saturday at 10 a.m. WDJY 99.1 FM in Dallas, Georgia. We've got some stuff coming up with them at the end of the month as well. And SEC TV, Public Access Channel 12 in Southeast Connecticut. Thank you for the support there. Big news next week. We are going live. We will be live at Foxwoods Casino in Connecticut at K&M Sports to do our podcast there. We're looking forward to that. So if you are in the area, come join us. Check us out at Foxwoods Casino. That will be Friday at 6 p.m. next week, the 16th. Looking forward to seeing you all out there as well. Ron, it is about time to close our show out, and we do our final thoughts. And our final thoughts don't necessarily have to be about anything sports related. It could be about anything going on in the world today. You are first this week. We're getting dark, I guess. You are first this week, Ron. So your final thoughts.
I tried to avoid this, but I still have more to say. I don't even know if it's something different to say. I just hate the direction that the Red Sox and Devers are going. They are completely going the wrong way. Devers is being selfish, self-centered, and he needs to go. I don't generally do that too often about a player. I was a huge fan a year ago. And just all these antics that it's just causing disaster for this team. And believe me, the front office has enough of a disaster in that area as it is. They don't need any help from Devers. You gotta change the direction of the attitude, because that will cause your downfall for the season. You got to correct that. Got to do it now. Get a package. I don't care if you even get nothing but prospects. I don't care at this point, because you got enough guys down in the minor that are good enough to bring up and plug in. I still think they'd be better off without him.
I tend to agree with you.
I tried to be nice.
No, I tend to agree with you. It was nice being with you tonight, Becky, as well. Danny, again, I'm going to give Becky one of these because I think she deserves one. Thank you for joining us tonight. My final thought, Ron. I know we don't normally talk about politics and religion, but we broke some of that tonight. And I want to say that the Chicago White Sox who have not had, much success recently. The all-time losing record in Major League Baseball history last year. It looks like they might tend to try to break it this year. Not doing so well. Finally have something to look forward to. We have now a new Pope, Pope Leo the 14th, from the United States, from Chicago, and is a White Sox fan. They finally have something that they can be proud of.
Are you saying they have God on their side
They
now?
may. So I am saying to these White Sox fans, congratulations on having something that you can brag about, because it's been quite some time since you've had that. So I thought it was interesting. The Cubs and the White Sox were fighting a little bit about who he was a fan of. His brother came out and said he's a White Sox fan. So the White Sox have bragging rights. Pope Leo the 14th.
Could you imagine if they turn it around and make the playoffs?
Like what? But then see, I bet you the betting went up in Vegas once that happened. I bet you it did. I would not be surprised. I'm going to check that out. But that has been our show tonight. We've had a lot of fun. We want to thank Becky. Want to thank Danny for joining us live. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Again, all those that you're going to watch it afterwards, please like, share, follow our show. Make sure that you check out Rhode Island Broadcasting. A lot of great shows there going on daily. 2 Girls Without Cancer. You guys are awesome as well. So check that out. And again, join us Friday, the 16th, Foxwoods Casino in Connecticut. We are looking forward to that. We will be live. Hopefully we get a lot of fans there so we could have some fun with them.
See, Danny, if you go to Foxwoods, you can jump on the show for a little bit.
I think he'd have to take a flight. Danny might do it, though. Very welcome. Well deserved. I will say this, Ron. I always enjoy doing these shows with you. It's been a pleasure tonight. Thank you, as always. All you out there, all we ever ask for, Danny, happy birthday. You are correct. Enjoy your birthday tomorrow, my friend. And thank you for being a supporter of our show.
Absolutely. Today's your birthday.
Oh, yeah. Not our birthday, too. I always say, and we end our show every single time, all we really want is peace on earth.
Have a great night, everybody. Enjoy it. Happy birthday, Danny.